Welcome to the Locker Room in a continuing series of messages where I am bringing to all of you some of the most talented and spirited people that I've ever known. And with me here today in the Locker Room is Dan Hardwick.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man, good to see you. Good to have you here.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, they're all looking at you saying, wow, he's good looking, Eric. You need to put more good looking boys in there. All right, I will, okay? But in the meantime, I've invited Dan to be with us here today. And one of the things that I was talking with Dan about a little bit ago, I said, what's important to you? What do you think is the most important? And the title of this message today in this locker room is The Power of Important Decision Making. Is that so Dan, as we start off this message and we talk about the importance of good decision making, because I know as a leader, as somebody who's achieving, that's important. And you're going to share with everybody in this locker room how they can get better at making decisions. But first, what motivates you? What inspires you? Why do you get up in the morning?
Well, that's a great question, Eric. I think what motivates me more than anything is seeing what I've accomplished thus far and knowing how much more I know I can accomplish.
Wow. So the fact that you feel you haven't even tapped, and that motivates you every day.
It does. I've been given the ability to change other people's lives daily, and there's a prime example of one of the guys who is in my office who I've become great friends with, living in inner city, a young kid, a boxer, surrounding himself with not the greatest environment whatsoever. And I didn't know him when I first hired him, and he didn't know me, and we took a chance on each other. And within 2 years, he's gone from wanting to make $300 on a weekly basis, to be able to pull himself out of the inner city, pull his mom out of the inner city, to be able to completely starting to change his friends' lives and his family's lives. And we know that we're constantly centered around negativity and centered around so much, I don't even want to call it opportunity, because it's not really opportunity. We talk about having the blessing of being alive, and that's really the blessing that he lives every single day, and to be able to change somebody's life daily, and knowing that that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, just based on the small little decisions that are made. They're so important, whatever decision that might be.
Right. Wow. How old are you now?
27.
27. This young man, by the way, most people are young men to me, but you're hearing from someone at 27 who's already giving back. So for those out there that think that you have to wait to help and inspire others, Dan will tell you otherwise. The message of good decision making. Talk to us about good quality decision making, how important it is, and then share with the locker room members how they can get better at making proper decisions. How important is it?
Well, I come from a background where before I was working in the insurance industry, I was in business risk consulting and internal audit. So there was a lot of analytical. There was a lot of having to be able to offer advice to a staff level accountant at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then to have to go to a CEO of a Fortune 500 pharmaceutical company at the age of 22,
wow.
and to have to offer advice on how to make his business processes more efficient.
Wow.
I think the number one thing that you need when it comes to making decisions, Eric, is you have to have confidence. You have to know exactly what it is that you want to accomplish with whatever decision that you want to make. Because if you can go from your heart, you're going to be able to trust, the decision that you're going to make. But in life, whatever decision that is, you have to understand that when you make that decision, what you're doing is you're cutting off all other options. There can't be a second, chance to look back. You got to rip off the rearview mirror.
You rearview mirror. I love that. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I've heard, Roger Smith, our CEO, refers to it as the escape hatch.
Yes.
We create these escape hatches. So you're saying those things hurt us. So you cut those things off.
Yeah.
And this in the area of decision making. What else in the area of good decision making? Because Lord knows we're making a lot of decisions every day, Dan.
Yeah.
And some of them, I'm sure at the end of the day, we might question, but you're saying be confident in your decision making.
Yeah.
How do I get to that place? I mean, how do I get confident where I know, I made a decision?
Sure.
And what if it's a bad decision? What do I do? Make another decision? I mean, that's what I've been told, right?
Yeah, I think the worst decision that you can make is just not to take action. You know, you
To
take
make
a
no
guy,
decision.
Yeah,
Indecisive. That's a decision, though.
yeah, it is. It is.
It's a decision to do nothing.
Yeah. You take a guy like Thomas Edison. I believe I heard he failed 10,000 times. What would the world be like if he never went that 10,000th time?
We'd be in the dark.
We'd be in the dark.
We'd be holding candles, but
Yeah.
then we might be able to have a rock star here and all that. But right, we wouldn't have light if Thomas Edison didn't keep going. So you're saying that even if you make a bad decision, that's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay. Make another one, but think it through and try to make a better decision next time.
Yeah, nothing happens. Nothing happens in life, unless you make the decision and that you follow through with it. You have to be able to take action. I think I love reading, and one of the things that really caught my eye just last week were 3 C's, and it was the ability to make a choice.
Okay.
To take a chance, so then that way you can cause something to change.
Ooh,
and I think
like
that's so important.
The 3 C's.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, and if you think about it, the choices that you make are going to position you to be able to be in an opportunity to do maybe what it is that motivates you or what inspires you, which for me is to be able to change somebody else's life. Like if I don't get up every single day and bring the passion and bring the energy, I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do, and I'm certainly not going to be able to follow through with what I know should be given to somebody else, which is the opportunity that was given to me.
Wow.
And to be able to do that, then is going to be able to give you the ability to then change.
To change. Wow. Wow. I can't wait to get you again in this locker room. You heard it here from Dan Hardwick. I hope you take this message to heart, and I know you will. Anything else before we close out this locker room segment that you would say to the millions of people out there, advice in this decision-making or anything for that matter, on how they can live their best life? Because that's what this is all about. You're living your best life. Anything else before we close out?
Yeah. I live off the motto that good is never really good enough if better is possible. So live with the mindset that Thomas Edison had, and if you think that you can do it even better, keep going.
Wow. Dan, good to have you in the locker room.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, guys. Live your best life. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
If you know someone you feel has a special story to tell or life to share, please email Eric directly and he will reach out to you and or this individual, even if you think this person is you. And by the way, if you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?